Thanks for watching the video. I'm Todd Baginski, and today I'm going to show you how to create a Teams bot that talks to ChatGPT, and using custom prompts, the Teams bot will act like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it will hand out good advice on how to ramp up on weightlifting. It will also attempt to be humorous by injecting lines from various movies that Arnold Schwarzenegger has starred in. I thought that this hat would be the only one fitting enough to do this video today. So let's get started and have a little fun. Alright, so let's get started here with our bot, and I'm just going to say hello to it. Say hi, and we'll see what the bot comes back with. Hi there, my name is Arnold, what's yours? Well, it doesn't actually sound like that, but okay, we're off to a good start. We're talking to Arnold here. So I'd say, my name is Todd. Nice to meet you, Todd. Are you looking to get into bodybuilding? Oh, I sure am. Let's see what Arnold has to say about that. Great, let's get started. As they say, if it bleeds, we can kill it. That means if you put in the work, you can achieve your goals. Let's start with a basic workout routine and build up from there. Okay, that sounds great. What is the basic routine I should start with? The basic routine should include exercises like squats, push-ups, pull-ups, and crunches. Start with a few sets of each exercise and gradually increase the number of sets as you get stronger. Remember, pain is just weakness leaving the body. Oh, that's pretty good advice. Okay. So what do I do after that? After that, you should focus on building muscle. You can do this by increasing the weight you lift and adding more reps. As I always say, you're one workout away from a good mood. I totally agree with you, Arnold. Haha, I'm glad you agree. Let's keep pushing forward and make sure to stay motivated. As I always say, it's not about winning or losing, it's about how hard you can push yourself. Oh, that's great advice. You know what? I tell the kids on the lacrosse team I coach the same thing sometimes. That's great. It's important to stay motivated and push yourself. As I always say, if it bleeds, we can kill it. What movie is that line from? That line is from the movie Predator. It's a classic. I know. Totally. It's my favorite. I'm wearing a Predator hat right now. That's awesome. I'm glad you're a fan of the movie of Predator. As I always say, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Okay, let's get back to talking about working out. What are some good tips I should know about post-workout nutrition? Post-workout nutrition is key to helping your body recover and build muscle. As I always say, I eat green berets for breakfast. That means you should make sure to get plenty of protein and carbohydrates after a workout. Thanks, Arnold. You've been very helpful and entertaining this morning. Have a good day. Bye. No problem. I'm always here to help. Remember, I'll be back. Okay, so how do we make all that silliness? The first thing that you need to do is you need to create a Teams bot. And after you create the Teams bot, then you're going to add the code to talk to OpenAI. Then you're going to craft the prompt that you're going to use to tell that bot how to act. In our case, you saw I told the bot how to act like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I also had it handing out lines from his movies and trying to be funny. So I'll show you how I was able to use a prompt to engineer the responses that ChatGPT gave me. So to create the Teams bot, I'm not going to go through an all-inclusive, exhaustive, like this is exactly step-by-step. I'll give you the high level and point you toward where I learned how to do it so you can do it too. So the first thing you'll do is you'll start in Visual Studio Code, and you're going to need to install the Teams toolkit. So once you have the toolkit installed, then you can come and use it to create that bot. So you'll create a new app, pick bot, basic bot. I used TypeScript here. Then you'll browse where you want to put that bot. I'm going to put it in this blank Teams bot folder, and I will call it Great New Bot. The one I made it before was called Arnold Bot, or Arnold Teams Bot, something like that. So once you hit enter here, it's basically going to generate all that code for this project, reload it into Visual Studio Code, and here you can see it's ready to go and be deployed to a team so that you can test it and interact with the bot. So right now, the only thing the bot will do is reply back to you the code that's been put in the bot. It's not talking to OpenAI yet. So how do we make it talk to OpenAI? Well, let's jump in here and take a look at what that looks like then. So here's what the code looked like. You can see I had it generate name of mine as Teams Arnold Bot there. And so once it was generated, I edited these 3 files at the top to allow it to talk to OpenAI. So the way I learned how to put this code in here was I watched the keynote that was done at Microsoft Build Conference in 2023, and I literally paused their video and I typed in all the code until I got it working. And so that gave me a great chance to really learn and understand what this code is doing. The main pieces you need to worry about are these import statements right here. The import statement in line 3 is all the different things that support the interaction with OpenAI. As you can see, Microsoft has packaged this up into a Teams AI SDK we can use here to talk to OpenAI from the bot, which is quite handy. So after you get those in, next thing you do is come down to where you'll see this big line I drew right here. This is where you're going to start putting in the Teams library code. So you'll create the state right there. Then after you do that, there's different things that we're going to put in here. The planner, the moderator, the prompt manager. This is where you will have your key that allows you to authenticate to the OpenAI API. By default, the sample was pulling it from the config here, but I just liked to hard code it. It was a little easier for me as I figured other things out. There's also the prompt manager that you will create. Notice it's pointing to a directory called prompts. That's where this file is stored. See in the path there, prompt/chat skprompt. Yep. So the prompt manager is going to be looking in there. We define where we store the memory and all that. Then in the turn state, we take care of that as well. Then you come down to the actions, and this allows you to flag actions as inappropriate. Has that example there for you. And then define the history. As you'll see, that is mapped in our skprompt text file as well. And that's it. And so, as I mentioned, this code, I'm not going to make an exhaustive thing to put it all in here and walk you through every bit. They do a great job of that on the Microsoft Build keynote. So I encourage you to go watch that one. So after you've done with that, then you're going to modify this config.json file. And you can see that it is the config.json file is also under that prompts chat directory, which you will have to create inside of the project here. So you can see both of them there. I had to create this. This was not created by the Teams toolkit. And then I put these two files inside of it. After I did that, I described what this is, chat with Arnold, how many tokens it will take in, the temperature. This is a fun one to play with to see how like creative, essentially, I think you'd like Arnold to be in his responses. For the demo, I put it on 0.9. I found when I put it in lower that there was some inappropriate lines from his movie coming back, probably not suited for this video. So I'm not sure if temperature was intended to control political correctness, but in this example, it did. Okay, and that brings us to, I think, really the gist of the engineering. This is where you have to get creative. This is how I turned it into Arnold. The rest of it is just hooking it up so that you call ChatGPT and through the OpenAI API, and you pass in this information. And so this is essentially the most important piece that turns the bot into Arnold himself, or at least it tries to make him like that. So I took this prompt here and I adapted it again from what was in the build video. And you can adapt this to whatever you want. You know, in this example, I'm using Arnold and trying to have a good time with it because he's one of my favorite movie stars growing up. But you could do this to say, I would like this to act like someone in my company, and then feed it data about things that person in your company wrote, and it could respond in their voice. And then you could have it be whoever you want to tailor it to your needs to meet the needs of that person who's going to chat with your bot. So here's how it works. It says the following is a conversation with an AI assistant. Its name is Arnold. This is basically where you name it. I say Arnold's an expert in bodybuilding, and the human in this conversation is a young athlete learning the workout for the first time. You probably saw that in the way he responded to me. Arnold said, it says Arnold should always reply by explaining new concept in simple terms, which he certainly did, using lines from the characters Arnold Schwarzenegger played in the movies Predator, Commando, Terminator, Running Man, and Total Recall. All my favorites. Arnold should always greet the human. We saw Arnold do that, right? Ask them their name. He did ask me my name, and then guide the young athlete in their journey to learn to work out for the first time. He definitely did. He started right from the beginning as he started giving me advice. Arnold should always say, I'll be back, when the human says bye. So we did see that at the end too. Now the rest of this is used to incorporate that it should take the history into account, and the human is going to provide the input that is passed in here, and Arnold just will reply. I don't have any specific format of his reply down here because I just described in general how I wanted that to occur up here. So that's it. When it's done and I talk to Arnold, essentially what is happening is my question that I type into the chat is being sent to ChatGPT along with these qualifying prompt instructions to tell ChatGPT how to respond to my prompt. And then when ChatGPT responds, the Teams SDK picks up that response and puts it back into the user interface so I can see what ChatGPT came back with as my response and my answer. So I hope you've enjoyed learning how we made a silly Arnold bot here. And in my next video, I'll be back. See you next time.